everybody, my name is Emma, this is Emma Rosen Books, and in today's video I wanted to talk about ISBNs. This is something I get the most questions about, the most messages and comments and emails and all of that, is people asking for clarification about ISBNs. So I thought I would make a video to go over those points because I thought it'd be something you'd find helpful. So ISBN stands for International Standard Book Number, and essentially it's just a unique identifier for any book. So every single book has its own one. And since 2007, those have been 13 digits long. They used to be shorter. And you will see them written in the inside, preliminary information in a book. So this is my book, in the kind of small print, I guess, at the front. And then you will also have a barcode at the back, which is linked to the ISBN. So if you are thinking about publishing your own book, you're going to have questions about ISBNs and how you can get one for your book. So I'm going to go through how to get them, how to use them, and all the little hints and tips that I can. So the first thing is that it depends a little bit on who you publish through. So I'm going to talk about the two companies I have experience of. I do sometimes get questions about others, and I just, at this point, don't know about those. But please do leave in the comments if any of you have any information about other companies and how ISBNs work with them. That would be really useful. So if you're publishing through KDP, you can get a ISBN that has been provided by them if you want to. Obviously that makes it a little bit simpler. However, if you ever decide that you don't want to use KDP anymore, or if, like me, you want to use two companies, so I use KDP and Ingram Spark together, you can't do that. It kind of gives you an exclusivity to a KDP. So it's something you just need to think about whether that's what suits you. With a company like Ingram Spark, you have to provide your own, so that choice is taken away. With Amazon, you can, or with KDP, sorry, you can provide your own, or you can use theirs. It's up to you.
So editing me here, sorry, I just realised that's not quite right. Ingram Spark do have an option for you to get an ISBN through them. And the other thing I didn't make entirely clear is that when you get these ISBNs through these companies, that's actually free. So that's another thing to weigh up when you're considering what you want to do. You might want a free ISBN through them if you're happy with having the exclusivity with that company, or you might want to pay for one yourself if that's how you'd prefer to do things.
So different formats of book require different ISBNs. So some people get a bit confused and think that it depends on the company you publish through, so you'd need one for KDP, one for Ingram Spark. That's not the case. It's one per format. So one for your paperback, one if you're having a hardback, one if you're having a large print edition. Ebooks are a slightly different case, and I believe that you don't need them for audiobooks. Again, if you know more about that, please do leave that in the comments. So you need to think about, firstly, if you need to buy one yourself, you may choose not to. And secondly, how many do you need? Now, like I said, ebooks are a little bit different. The reason for that is not every ebook company requires that you have an ISBN. So for example, if you're just publishing through KDP, so only Kindle, then they don't require an ISBN. They have like an identification number. It's your choice, really, there. And so again, it depends. Are you only going to publish through them? If you're going to use other platforms, it may be that they do need an ISBN. So have a look through who you want to publish through. Is it KDP? Is it Draft to Digital? Is it another company? Do they require one? Because ebooks may not need them. And that's worth bearing in mind when you're thinking about how many ISBNs you need and how many you want to use as well, of course. So if you are having them supplied by the company you're publishing through, great, that makes life simpler in that respect. If you are buying your own, then you need to buy some. So I'm going to talk about how you do that in the UK and in the US, because I live in the UK and also the US is a big market for me, but other countries have very similar systems. You just need to look up who sells them. So first of all, in the UK, you buy your barcodes through a company called Nielsen. So you go on there, you set up an account as a publisher. So my publishing company is called Sartain Publishing. and then you buy however many you need. So you can just buy one, which is £89. So if this is a one-time thing, this is your only book, you're bringing out a paperback, you've decided not to use an ISBN on for your ebook, then maybe you just buy one. It might be that you decide you want to have that supplied in that instance, but it depends. Yes, you can just buy one for £89. You can buy 10 for £164. So can you see there's a big price break? If you're thinking about using more, it's better to buy them in the volume that you need so that you can make that saving per format of your book. So yeah, 10 is 164, 100 is £369, and 1,000 is £949. So think about how many you're going to use and buy the right amount. If you're publishing in the US, you buy your ISBNs through Bowker. By the way, these prices are all at the time of making this video. With Bowker, 1 is $125, 10 ISBNs is $295, 100 is $575, and 1,000, I've put $1,500. I guess that's right, but it seems like a very round number. Anyway, so you go on there, you buy your ISBNs, you have emailed to you those. You do have the option in the US of buying them with barcodes, but I'll come on to barcodes in a second. So you buy however many you need. Now, allegedly, the numbers that you get identify various things about you. They are unique to you as a publisher. Also, apparently, if you know about these things, you can look at the number and tell how many the person bought, which I think is interesting. Supposedly, you can tell whether they bought 1 or 10, and it's a bit of a way of spotting an indie, which is interesting. Anyway, so you've got those, and the next thing you need to do is make sure that you're using that number. So when you put all your details into whoever you're publishing through, KDP, Ingram Spark, both other companies, you make sure that you tell them what that ISBN is, or if you're using theirs, obviously that works differently. Then, when you make your inside stuff for your book, your preliminary information, you make sure that it's written on that first page what your ISBN is in there. And then the next thing is going to be the barcode. Now, actually, I have 2 versions of this book, Milk. I have an Ingram Spark one and a KDP one. This is a KDP one. So with KDP, what you need to do is basically leave a space, and they put a very simple barcode on, which is what's happened there. So there's no kind of design stuff around that. You just leave them a place, they pop it on based on the numbers that you gave them. So you don't need to do anything else other than tell them what the ISBN is, provide them with your cover, and then they will put that on there. Now with Ingram Spark, it's a little bit different. You need to give them a barcode, but you can use one that you can make from their website. I'll explain that a bit better in a second. But basically, if you're using a cover designer, as I did with Milk, your cover designer can make a barcode that complies to their standards, or you can make it yourself. And you don't have to have it in that fixed position, so you can format your cover, or your designer can format your cover to have a barcode that fulfills their specifications in just the right spot and looking lovely on your book, which is what I did for this one. So it means that you can add things like I've got my logo and I've put my website. That's all I did on that, but you can put things like also available in ebook. You can put things around it, you can format that yourself. The way that you go about doing that, and I will link a video on how I formatted this to show you, but essentially you can use their cover template generator, which will generate with an ISBN. You can crop that out, as I say, I show how on the video if you want to look, and you just have to keep it the same size, but you can put that wherever on the back cover and then add your design around it, okay? But as I say, if you're using a designer, then they can advise you on that, and they can help you with that and make your book look beautiful for you. So it depends what you're doing there, but however you go about it, you need to make sure that there will be a barcode on the back. Every company you use are going to have information on how to do that. So always make sure that you read all the requirements so that your book is accepted when the files go up. But there usually is a load of information. I once messed up and accidentally put the wrong ISBN, so it's different on the cover compared to on the inside, and that was picked up, which was great. So yeah, make sure that everything marries up. You've got your ISBN inside, you've got it on the outside, and then really you're good to go. And that's basically everything there is to know about ISBNs. It can seem a little bit daunting at first to figure out, do I want to buy my own? How many do I want to buy? And then what do I do once I've bought it? And personally, I always get a bit of a moment of like, oh, have I used the right number? What if I've used the wrong one? Or what, you know, but so it can seem a little bit daunting, but actually it's fairly clear cut, I think, once you've got your head around it. Like I said, please do leave in the comments if you know anything about other companies, about audiobooks, or anything that you'd like to add to what I've said. I think it's really useful when the comments also are a source of information for people. So please do add your thoughts and experiences below. And I hope you found this video useful. If you did, hit like. All my links are below if you'd like to follow me on other platforms. I hope you're all really well, and I'll see you all soon for another video. Take care.